Oh, hello there. Interneting. I'm doing something here. I wanted to show you something. Since the year's not over yet, and I'm like, hey, because I think this year I was like, I'm gonna make more videos where I'm talking this year, and so I'm trying to make up for 12 months in like 1 day, 2 days. So I got a couple comments by you awesome people out there who are still following my stuff even though I'm all busted and doing everything wrong in my self-promotion. So I was like, hey, people like this kind of stuff, so I'll say more. Okay, so in this video I wanted to talk a bit about confidence, being self-confident, and this isn't, you know, this isn't like some pickup artist shit where I'm like, pretend you're confident and women will touch your penis from afar. No. It's not that. It's about like getting things done, doing something in life other than copulating, purchasing consumer goods, obtaining mortgages, marrying and reproducing and all that stuff. No, none of that. Nah, there's enough of that out there. This is about like if you want to do something out of the ordinary, like be some creative person and make a name for yourself in the world and make stuff. Yeah, so because I guess like people look at me and I guess they think I'm a confident person, which I am a confident person, but there's something to be known about confident people. At least I'm just going to speak from my own experience. And I guess a lot of times I thought like these confident people, they're confident because they know they're confident and everyone around them has their confidence in them and this and that, right? So maybe I thought that. So when I started out, when I first started making animation and stuff, and it wasn't very good, as we all start, unless we're some prodigal genius, it's not going to be very good for a while. And there was a time when nobody really believed in anything I was doing because it sucked. So it's kind of like, well, how can you expect anybody to really believe in your stuff like the way we want them to if it's not any good? Like, they can maybe believe in our potential, and we like that, but then when we make something, they're like, okay, yeah, cool. And we're just inside, we're like, oh, what? You don't know how brilliant this is. You don't, you know, but it's probably not. Like, our intent may have been brilliant, but we lack the abilities to actually make it brilliant yet. We have to develop those. We have to keep making more stuff and get better. But, because there was a time when I was making my animation series Blue Wander in the when was that? Early 2000s? I don't know. But it was a long time ago. No one knew who I was. I had no fans. I didn't even really have any friends. And there were only 2 people who were really looking forward to see what I was making. I don't think was I online then? I don't think so, not so much. Or there wasn't really places to put your videos or stuff. It may have been before that. I don't know. But anyway, my point was, I still have 2, a niece and a nephew, and they're a lot younger than me, so when I was making that stuff, they were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old or something, and I had shown them the first episode of my animation series, and they liked it. So they were the only 2 people that were like, we want to see more Blue Wander, was 2 people, 2 kids, they were under 10. But like at the time, since there was no one else who wanted to see it or like look forward to it or whatever, that did it for me. I was like, well, I gotta make it for them. And so I made more and more and more. And not many people outside of them saw that whole thing. But that was enough for me. And it did it for me to be like, well, I know I want to make cool stuff. Maybe no one else really believes in me, but these 2 people want to see it. So as an artist or a performer, because being an artist is sort of like a performer in my mind, you want to please people, you want to put on a show. I had to put on a show. It was 2 people, but I had to put on a show. And I think that's how you gotta be. It's not like, you don't want to be, I've come across a lot of people in film, music, animation, a bunch of stuff, like if there isn't a big crowd waiting for them, or if they know there's not going to be a bunch of people in the audience, whatever, they don't want to do it because they're just doing it because they want acclaim, because they want recognition. You have to find something else within you that's more than that, because if you just want it for recognition, then you might as well just go like get naked and set yourself on fire on webcam, because that's like the easiest way to get recognition. Or I don't know, in the sex tape days, just go suck dick on a she-male dog's dick on a Facebook video or something, and then you'll get all kinds of recognition. So you have to have some other reason than just massive recognition. So through doing more things, like confidence, I found comes from kind of surprising yourself and completing projects, doing things, telling people I'm making this next episode, and then following through with it and doing that again and again and again, and that builds up your confidence. And then with other people, in being in confidence with you, being confident in you, in your projects, kind of is something like this quote that I really like from Ralph Waldo Emerson, which is, "The world makes way for the man who knows where he's going, man or woman, boy or girl." And what this kind of means is that if you don't believe in yourself, then no one else is going to believe in you. So the person who knows where they're going, it's like when I was early in my career, like when I was making We Are the Strange, I was like serious business. I was like, I'm making this animated feature film. It's stop motion and CG. I'm going to make this film. It's going to be done at this time. And so I found my friends, my family, people around me started to support me because I was confident, and then I knew where I was going, right? So they may not agree with where you're going, but people will get out of your way, and a lot of people will follow and want to help you if you are super passionate, dedicated, and know where you're going. Now, in that, you may not have an idea totally of, quote, where you're going with your life, like what you're going to do with the movie when it's done or what's going to happen, but you know where you're going. You have a goal and you're dedicated to it. So that helps with other people being confident in you. So you set a goal, you stick to it. If you're a person that's constantly changing, like today I'm writing this book, tomorrow I'm creating this app, the next day I'm doing this thing, and like you never finish any of them, then you don't know where you're going, really. You're changing all your paths, so people aren't going to know where you're going, so people probably are not going to follow you or be confident in you. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about here. So if you really do know where you're going, if you know exactly what you're doing, you're doing your research, you're learning, you're doing your homework, then you'll find that people will get behind you and be confident in you. They won't fight you, because if your passion is stronger than their will to resist you, then they'll probably just get out of your way and more than likely support you. And if you succeed, you'll have their support for a really long time. If you fail, maybe not, but that's why you got to succeed and finish your stuff. So something else I wanted to talk about that was really helpful to me was I came across this in maybe when I was like 19 or 20 years old or something, but these are the really famous magical theorems by a man named Aleister Crowley. So people know this name, they're like, oh, he's a Satanist, oh, I'm scary, I'm edgy, oh, but what you think of like as a magician and black mat, all this stuff, if you're super religious, this is going to be, oh, scary, oh god, it's bad. But it's not, let me tell you. So this dude, Aleister Crowley, was this funny guy way back when, where he was just like this little trolling like fat guy where people would be like, what you're doing is evil. And he would just be like, he was a troll. He'd be like, yes, I'm evil. They're like, you're the beast from the Bible. And he'd be all, yes, I'm the beast from the Bible. Yeah, that's me. And just pretty much trolled everybody. But he had some really helpful things to say. And in this book, I think it's Magic in Theory and Practice. I used to have the real book, but you can find it online. And you want to look for the magical theorems. And what this dude does, so he wrote all these books talking about magic with a K. That's a key thing. It's not magic if it doesn't have a K. And they took it away in time, my friends. Oh, conspiracy, Illuminati. And so what he says is he like, well, I wrote all these books where I used this fancy writing and like nobody got it. They thought I was talking about like magic, like broomsticks and fucking toad tails or whatever. But all magic is a manipulation of your will. Like how to use your own will, your own willpower to do what you want. And in this definition, he explains it. He's saying, oh, I'm going to use my magical weapons like a pen and ink to write my incantations. You're writing a book in this magical language, so on and so forth. So But when I came across these were like a big deal for me and really, really, really helped me, I guess, straighten myself out and achieve my goals. And I still use them. So go through these magical theorems, read them a couple times. I know they're written in like old English, but they make sense if you look at them. I'll just flip through some of these. Let's see. And I can attest to these things being true because, like, let's just say every failure proves that one or more requirements of the postulate have not been fulfilled. So let's just say you make films, like I've made films, right? And I make a film and it doesn't turn out, I mean, what the film does for me in my life doesn't make me rich and famous, doesn't, you know, end up maybe the way I wanted it to. I want to have $10 million for every movie I make instead of $10 like I did or do. So, it would be like, well, you forgot marketing, you fuck. That would be, I didn't make all the requirements true, whatever. Let's see. Do you need to understand all the conditions if you want to change something with your will? Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Every man and every woman is a star. That's to say we're all independent. And I don't know if it's in this book or somewhere else by Crowley, but on this whole people being a star thing, solar system stuff, I thought there was something that was cool because he has this other saying, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, where people kind of take it out of context and they're like, that means I could do whatever I want. I could have sex with donkeys on the moon and shoot your babies in the head with arrows on fire. But that's not really what it means. It's just saying that once you find your true will, which is a process, like knowing what your true will is, what are you here to do? You'll see this here, like true will, this language, true will. So that's a big deal first, finding what your true will is. And that's pretty much what you're here to do. Why did you come here? Why are you here? And I believe we all have something special to do here. We're all unique. Every man and every woman is a star. And you just need to find that thing. And once you find that thing, when you're doing it, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, no one can tell you, no one can really fuck with you about that, because you know I'm here, like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm here to do. So, I'm doing my true will, my friends, and that's why I'm such a jolly motherfucker, even though I only have $10 and there's no fucking heating in this place. But still, you do your true will, whatever. So what I wanted to get at with this theorem here was, it was something about that if you're doing your true will, if you look at like our solar system and the different planets, like they have their own orbit. And when they're in their orbit, as they should be, then all the planets are harmonious in our solar system. Nothing crashes into each other. There may be some science nerd that's going to come ruin it and be like, that's bro science, actually. But just come on, give me some freedom here. I'm just some dude. But hold on, let me have some coffee. Glug, glug. Alright. So, we are in this solar system. We're all planets. If we're doing our true will, then we will have a peaceful orbit. We won't disturb anyone else's orbit. We'll all be synced up in union, right? But if someone is not doing their true will, they're like a planet that's flown out of orbit. So it's floating out there and it's going to bump into other people, whether they're on their orbit, whether they're doing their true will, or off of it. They're dangerous. So if you have to knock into somebody, you as someone who's doing their true will, you know if you're doing your true will, you're in orbit. And you know if they're coming in your way, they're out of theirs. So it's almost your duty. It's something you have to do to hit them, to knock them, hopefully, back into theirs. Maybe it won't, maybe it will, but when you're doing your true will, you can fuck people up and you know what's right. In more words than that, but yeah. So, you can be really mean if you have to, if it's your true will. But, let's see. A man who is doing his true will has the inertia of the universe to assist him. So, like those planets, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're doing your true will, then it's like the wind is at your back. Things just happen for you. You got the inertia of the universe to assist you. Now, it's not going to do all the work for you. Shit is still a really hard fucking grind. But you have this other source of energy, whatever that is. Some passion or, I don't know. It's that inertia of the universe. This is what you're here to do. Let's give you a little extra boost of energy. We know this world that you're on is all fucked up and backwards and fucking retarded. But we'll give you a little boost here and there. Let's see. Science, blah, 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 every man is more. But yeah, go through all of these theorems. They are very helpful and awesome. Yeah. Man can only attract and employ the forces for which she is really fitted. So this is something I learned myself. Like, early on, I wanted to be seen as like this dramatic, dark person, right? That's how I wanted to be. Like, oh no, I'm dramatic and dark and super serious. But then I realized, like, people liked having me around when I was funny, like when I was making jokes and not taking myself seriously. So then I had to just be like, all right, well, I'm fitted to not be a serious person all the time. Sometimes, but not all the time. So, and then when I did that, I had more of that inertia behind me. So here's just some more of these theorems. So go ahead and read these. I don't want to take up all the time in this long-ass video on this. I also wanted to talk about the Haga Cuda, the book of the samurai, because I also found this very helpful with willpower and discipline. So read this shit, and this is even soft because this was written by a samurai dude, like when all the wars were over. So it's kind of him like looking at how they were then, like everyone's getting all soft and sloppy and don't have any discipline. So he wanted to write this book to try to snap people back into shape. But even this dude never saw war. He says his favorite thing to do is sleep. So he's always talking about like how he loves sleeping. But it's compared to now to today, this stuff is like super badass. So read the Haga Cuda, and it's all about your willpower. It's all about your passion. If you have that, then you can do the impossible. You can do things that you don't think you can do. You can do things that other people don't think you can do. But without it, it's like, you know, a lot of times people ask me for advice on stuff, and most of the time the answer is just, well, I don't tell them. Well, sometimes I do. But you don't want to have to tell people. It's like, well, there's this thing called willpower, and if you had it, it would just like power you through these inconveniences you're having right now. So you have to kind of connect with the past, because people are so wimpy today. Like, people have no willpower. They're just like, I'm bored, I'm gonna touch my phone. This Uber is taking 5 minutes. It usually takes 2. Wah, wah, wah. This video game sequel is not up to my standards. Wah, wah, wah. Like, people are so wimpy with, like, so little willpower. Oh, can you do it for me? I'm a fucking adult baby. Then you have to go to, like, I don't know, 50, 80, 100, 200 years ago. I do, to find people and premises and things that are really inspiring and help you with your willpower, and this is one of them. So wherever it is that you find it, it's probably not today. Like, I kind of find it though today, I would say, in like fighters. I'm not a fighter, I'm not claiming to be a fighter person, but I'm a big fan of MMA, kickboxing. And there's a ton of MMA fighters who I'm inspired by. They're hardcore and they have the willpower. And so outside of them, outside of athletes maybe, well, no, I can't even say all professional athletes because a lot of them are pampered too. But fighters, MMA fighters, they got willpower. And the samurais in this book do too. So this video is long enough. Sorry if you didn't like it. If you liked it, cool. Thanks for listening. I guess you can just, yeah, listen to these because I'm not really doing it on the screen. So this should probably be podcast, but I can't be bothered to set that up right now because I'm editing XML files. You see? And sometimes people think they're too fancy to do the drudgery. Like, someone will start out early in their career and be like, I want to be a director, I want to be a game developer. And like, if they want to be a game developer, it's like, well, fuck, learn to code or learn how to do your coding logic. I don't want to, it's too hard, I want to get someone to do it, I'm a designer. And it's like, well, what the fuck do you do? I have ideas. Well, then make them then, bitch. I can't, I need people. Fuck you, get the fuck out of here. They have no willpower. So, they have no willpower and they're pompous. So don't be pompous and have willpower, and you can do a lot of shit. Because I could be sitting around here going, I've made 3 animated feature films. I went to the Sundance Film Festival. I won awards. I'm this fancy fucking guy. But I don't say that. I just put my nose to the fucking grindstone, Google it like anybody else does, and I get to work here. Because that's how you gotta be. If one day you do have assistants and all these people that fucking wipe your ass for you, cool, I guess, if you want that. But I never want that. I always want to be like in the trenches, get my hands dirty, because that's what keeps your edge. And if you're an artist creator without an edge, then your shit gets mediocre. At least that's what I've seen in my experience from watching people I liked, or I liked. The ones I do like that keep making good shit still are grinding, getting their hands dirty. They're not sitting up in the ivory tower. But yeah, rambling. Do the dirty work. Build the confidence. Know where you're going, have willpower, get it finished. You'll build more confidence. People will be confident in you. They'll get out of your way. They may even support you. So, that's the end of this shit. Thanks for listening. If you were watching, thanks for watching. You saw me scrolling through some screens. Exciting. I know these videos don't have jump cuts, exciting jump cuts like all YouTube videos do now. I'm sorry, I can't be that interesting. You know, jump cuts, wow, and pop culture references edited in, whatever. Now I'm just starting to get cynical. This is bad. I don't want to do this, people. I'm leaving. Okay, bye.